Hi, folks. I'm Tom Konveka here for your evening on Tuesday. You might have noticed a change in temperature from the cold. We are 65 degrees out at the airport right now, dew point 64. Soupy conditions, southeasterly winds. Of course, that high humidity helping to promote some of the fog development that we have here, as well as these southeasterly winds will be blowing some fog out of the northern Gulf into the land areas here during the night. If it gets too strong, then the fog won't be too thick, though. Looking over in Gina, well, we're dark out that way, out in the country, but it was a little bit clear over in the Gina area, 66 on your thermometers. Now, looking at the radar, we do see one band of rain to the north that is moving, elements are moving toward the northeast. It looks to me like the band itself is pretty stationary, maybe a slow northward drift with that. That has prompted some flood warnings. Now, we do have some river flood warnings for the Calcasieu system there in Oakdale, and then farther to the south around Oberlin and Kinder, and of course the tributaries there. We're looking in areas to the north of us with a recently added flash flood warning until I think about 9 o'clock this evening. So with that, some heavy rain you can see moving across the northwest part of Sabine Parish, and another batch headed a little bit farther south, more toward the Noble areas and Zwally. Much of that rain, some flooding noted in the city of Converse there across the northern Sabine Parish. And Manny, not too much rain right now, but it's raining heavily there, Mr. Barnhill said. All right, let's go into the satellite and radar, where we continue to see all this energy. You see kind of a pivot point there across southwestern New Mexico out to the west of El Paso. That's kind of the head or the center of the upper level disturbance, which is causing all this mischief here across the area, causing these big changes to occur. And of course, surface reflections that noted across Arizona, and then out ahead of it across North Texas, and another one in South Texas. But notice the extensive cloud cover associated with that, as well as the good bit of rain there in a band feature. So Futurecast, we're going to turn this on. This is going to come in multiple waves, if you will. The first one, get ready for it sometime probably, according to this model of GFS, Wednesday morning. Then a second wave maybe by Wednesday night or Wednesday evening. So again, multiple chances for heavy rain, and then that second wave could last into Thursday morning in places. Then afterwards, we see a better forecast, a little bump in the road Friday night and Saturday morning with an increased rain chance. And then as we go into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, looks like a great weather pattern coming back. A little cooler though. So with some severe potential, a couple of dimensions to this. One is the severe potential, another one is the flooding potential. So let's start with the severe outlook here for today. There's a marginal risk, which kind of means that there's a few parameters that we know are associated with severe local storms, and some of those are present. And so the Storm Prediction Center goes if they lower end risk, marginal, call that a limited risk as well, because it's limited in scope and intensity. Don't expect any major events with this, or what we call enhanced events. And then by tomorrow, we will see with that rain picking up, it'll be a marginal risk once again of some severe weather. And here's the threats for you. Overall, it is limited. The flood threat is a little bit bigger, and I will sort that out in just a minute. Wind is probably the number one thing, followed by a couple of tornadoes. Can't be ruled out with some low-level wind shear, but hail, pretty much a non-existent threat with this, at least the severe size hail, which is quarter size or greater. Flash flood risk, mainly to the northwest for the evening hours here, which is where it's been so far. Sabine Parish warning right on the southeastern tip of that. But look what happens for your Wednesday and into Thursday morning. That risk area shifts southeastward, right on top of central Louisiana. And that is when we see most of the rain that we're going to get. Some folks are saying, hey, where's the rain? Well, we got a little rain today and a little bit more yesterday, but we haven't had that extreme rainfall except once across northwestern Sabine, where the warning is right now. But that kind of pattern, that type of pattern, will work its way southeastward during the nighttime hours and into Wednesday and Wednesday night, and then to the southeast more on Thursday. Else, what to expect? Here's your flood threat details. Through noon Thursday, multiple episodes of rain and thunderstorms will occur. We outlined some of those on some of our model data, especially we head into later tonight and into Wednesday morning, and then maybe another one later Wednesday and Wednesday night. And that one will continue into Thursday morning and probably our southern and eastern parishes. So widespread, heavy, and excessive rainfall totals will occur in this situation. Now, one of my things that I come up with as far as my study of heavy rainfall events here in central Louisiana, I use two terms. I use heavy and excessive. To me, heavy rainfall would be 2 inches or greater in a 24-hour period. So, yeah, we've got that covered because common amounts would be about 2 to 4 inches. Excessive rainfall in my study is about 5 inches or more in a 24-hour period. So there's potential for that as well. As peak amounts will reach 6 to 8 inches, I believe. And again, some models calling for a little bit more than that. Most models calling for that or maybe a little less. So you kind of get the idea that there is a lot of variation, as you know, with rainfall across small distances. And a lot of this is going to hinge on whether we get that training and where the training sets up over and over again. Some of these showers and thunderstorms have been moving fairly briskly, so their life cycle over one point, like your house, isn't very long. So we need repeated action, hitting it again and again and again to bring these rainfall totals up as high as that I'm forecasting. So depending on where that axis of the training sets up, that will lay down the axis of the heavier rainfall. Smaller river systems will be most susceptible to this, like the Calcasieu, where there are already some flood warnings up. Little River and that kind of thing. No flood warnings up for Little River yet, but that might be one to have some issues, as well as some of the smaller areas. Rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches in an hour or less may also promote flash flooding in some of the urban areas or some of the areas that have poor drainage, and you kind of know where those areas are. So that's kind of a summary as to what to expect. And now your 7-day forecast as we go into 100% chance of rain, 5+ inches possible. We did outline that. Front will occur Thursday, 80% chance of rain during the first part of the day on Thursday. We'll see improvement during the PM hours Thursday and the AM hours on Friday. And once we get into the day Friday, say in the PM, we'll start to see rain chances increase, and that's part of that 50 to 60% that I've got on the board here. Temperatures staying moderated there. The first front, you see, not laying down much cool air here, 53 for a low Friday and 54 for Saturday. A second front will bring some chillier air, though, as we go to 42 Sunday morning and only 58 for a high with a partly sunny day. Monday, bright sunshine to start your week off next week. 36 Monday and Tuesday mornings. Highs reach 60 or 62. Remember, typical values this time of year, about 39, 40 for lows. Highs about 60 or 61. So we'll start off next week with a pretty glorious weather pattern and seasonable temperatures. But the rain threat and a marginal severe weather threat for Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. And of course, SendLive Weather will be able to track it. Nick Mickers will be back with you in the morning with a live update, and he'll stream at that time, probably about mid-morning. And I'll see you again tomorrow as well. Thanks for being with us.